This is the online progress report for the Ella Learning website. As you know, the initial idea was to create a fun and interactive learning website which promoted new ways of learning and thinking using the material and methods from the Ella work packages, as well as describing the specific work packages and their learning opportunities. The other criteria for the website is, of course, to be barrier-free, which means that people with a range of different disabilities are able to access the content via assistive technology. Assistive technologies are programs and software that allow you to access content via speech recognition, for example. These assistive technologies are very specific to a disability. Most of us will not have these assistive technologies at home, which is why we are employing a company who runs tests on the website to see if the script is actually allowing these different software to access the content. Barrier freedom doesn't only refer to the script behind the website, it also refers to the concept and the design of the website altogether, and it demands a conscious use of different colors so that they can be differentiated by different kinds of color blindness, or creating different functions for navigation so that people with different disabilities can still navigate around the page with relative ease without getting lost, as we all know from ourselves. Designing the games to be as barrier-free as possible means that you have to find creative solutions for things like labeling the pictures. All pictures for a barrier-free website have to be labeled. There are 5 different ways of doing it. And in the case of multiple choice, it would of course be giving away the answer to write what the picture is showing. So instead we will be creating clues like, I don't know, it barks, or it says meow, something like that. Another criteria in the modern age is, of course, the mobile layout, how the website is shown on phones and pads, which buttons appear first before the content, if that enables the access, if it disables the access, if it poses a barrier, if there's too much before the content, before you read the content. And these are all things that have to be considered on the layout of the page itself, and because they transcend into the layout on a phone. The content has ultimately included a number of different subjects that I have tried to categorize as well I could. Right. So after receiving feedback from a number of different sources as to what would be relevant and applicable, the feedback I got was that it would be quite helpful to show how to use media and the internet in the first place, to allow access to it and make people more aware of how it works. This would then later include a 5-finger typing course, a basic introduction to the English language with vocabulary tests was also quite favored. And this also plays into the other work packages. There will be vocabulary for different subjects, for going to the doctor in private life, for example, things like that. The preferred school subjects were geography, history, maths, and politics. We aim to start at a very low level so that we're picking everyone up wherever they are, on whatever level. The content should be presented as text to be read, audio to be heard, and sign language to be watched. This also means that we are speaking to a broader audience of people with different disabilities. We will be employing a student from the Alice Solomon University to do the signing. Upon researching other learning websites, we discovered that most of them are reliant on a program called Flash. Sometimes having to download this program before you use a website is a very annoying barrier. That's why we won't only present links to other barrier-free content on the web, but we'll also present guidelines on how to use it, and redirect to the programs they need to download it. This can also prevent downloading viral programs from a bad website. The website therefore also acts as a directory, a guide to other barrier-free web content. The games are supposed to be experienced as fun and unmeritocratic. That means that there are no scores, there's no time setting, there's no pressure to succeed over other people. So the basic functions of the website are to offer the information in different forms. They should start at the lowest level of understanding and offer basic introductions to a subject, which helps to understand how you have to think about a subject and not only the factual information itself. Of course, this is to be developed further over time, which should also engage the users to produce their own learning material, which will then be vetted by us and published over the YouTube channel or the website and be attributed to them, making it a much more organic tool as well, which means that personal experiences can enrich the learning process. And the idea is that the games and videos offered should come alive because they are interactive or applicable to life and not just theory or something completely alien to personal experience. And like I said, offering a guide or directory to other barrier-free websites which have been tested and vetted by us for hidden costs or barriers. As well as barrier-free quality, which is a visual and design aspect as well. And like I said, describing the user interface and informing on technical requirements, such as Flash. I hope I've covered everything. Oh, no, I haven't. Then we have the DVD. If we only have one film, it's relatively easy to create subtitles for hearing impaired. To create an audio track for visually impaired, and eventually to have subtitles in other languages, which depends on your participation, because I would need those sent to me as text. And that's about all with the DVD. Of course, the more videos you have, the more chaotic it will get. And finally to Facebook, which is an odyssey on its own. As you can see, there are a number of different ways internally to promote a Facebook page. Externally, for all partners, I sent an email last year listing about 10 to 14 points, which include things like putting a link to the Ella Facebook page on your signature in your email, which some of you have done for your organization. It's not hard to put partner of the Ella project at the bottom, for example. That's a really good way of promoting it. The other way is postcards or posters. The idea is to get the link out there. In big companies, you have a whole team of people dedicated to a Facebook page, because part of running a Facebook page is trying to post at different times of the day, analyzing the feedback you get from that, which posts are being followed or which posts have the most activity. So it's actually quite a big process if you want to do it professionally. My idea with this was to have more of a corporate identity, which shows a group of people working together, a group of people contributing. So you have different people from different organizations posting their projects on the Ella Learning website, as it seems to be quite closed. Another publicity idea was to have very small, minimally funded, but public workshops at each of the partner organizations, which means that you are addressing an audience outside of your usual clientele. That's just a small idea for getting more publicity. Otherwise, we have to use other online mechanisms, eventually pay for it, which isn't actually very secure. So we can brainstorm that. If somebody else wants to take over the administration for Facebook, I need the email address attached to your Facebook account if we're not friends on Facebook. That's all I need. And then, as the list also described, we might want to assign different roles before we do contradictory strategies. But as you can see, the strategies for making a Facebook page popular are quite various. So, yeah, let me know. I think that's about it. Sorry that I couldn't be there to do this in person, but it would probably have been even worse than over on the computer. So thanks for listening, and maybe I hope to see you soon. Bye.